After 75 days of his presidency, we can safely conclude that Joe Biden is becoming king of executive orders. But the monarch is not stopping just there. His plan to remove the filibuster is already on a roll, and now he and his minions are all set to storm the Supreme Court, and that's a dangerous move. Hi, and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I am your host Shubhangi, and in this video, we shall discuss Joe Biden's latest move to cap the Supreme Court for the Democrats. Let's begin. On Friday, President Joe Biden constituted a 36-member commission via an executive order to study the feasibility, importance, and need of turning the Supreme Court upside down in order to ensure that the highest court in the United States of America is reduced to a front organization of the Democratic Party and is filled with braindead liberals. By signing the executive order, Joe Biden made good on his campaign promise to restructure the Supreme Court after its composition tilted sharply during President Donald Trump's term. President Trump is despised by American leftists, and so Joe Biden is now paving the way to discredit Trump appointees to the Supreme Court. The 36-member commission, composed largely of academics, was instructed to spend 180 days studying proposed changes, holding public meetings, and completing a report. The panel will be led by Bob Bauer, who served as White House counsel for former President Barack Obama, and Christina Rodriguez, a Yale Law School professor who served in the Office of Legal Counsel for Obama. Essentially, the commission appointed by Joe Biden to study and debate contentious and radically left changes to the Supreme Court's makeup is the maiden step taken by Biden to pack the highest court with people who are leaning towards the Democrats. The commission has been charged by the White House to examine the history of the court, past changes to the process of nominating justices, and the potential consequences of altering the size of the nation's highest court. So obviously, the move has been met with stiff opposition, as Americans see right through the efforts of Democrats to compromise the country's highest court and turn it into a puppet institution. Criticism of Biden's move has come from no less than liberal Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer, who is the oldest member of the court and senior member of its three-justice liberal wing. In a Harvard Law School address, Breyer lambasted leftists and said that the Supreme Court justices were in no way, and I quote, junior league politicians. The justice also warned liberals before advocating and effectuating any radical changes to the Supreme Court, asking them to, and I quote, think long and hard before embodying those changes in law. Most importantly, Breyer said, I hope and expect that the court will retain its authority. But that authority, like the rule of law, depends on trust, a trust that the court is guided by legal principle, not politics. Structural alteration motivated by the perception of political influence can only feed that perception, further eroding that trust. Had the Democrats been working towards making the Supreme Court a politically neutral institution, perhaps they would be supported by some. However, what the Blue Party intends to do is pack the Supreme Court with liberal justices, making the institution an extension of the Democratic Party. The issue of restructuring the Supreme Court has gained further traction among senseless Democrats and liberals ever since Donald Trump, during his 4 years as president, appointed 3 justices with an alleged conservative tilt. Ever since, Democrats and their supporters have been baying for the blood of Justices Amy Coney Barrett, Brett M. Kavanaugh, and Neil M. Gorsuch. These justices were appointed by Donald Trump, and therefore, according to Democrats, they are unfit to serve the highest court of the land. The Democrats want these justices gone and replaced with some more favorable candidates. Justice Amy Coney Barrett has been at the receiving end of liberal backlash since she was appointed by Donald Trump to replace the late liberal Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg just days before last year's presidential election. That somehow, according to Democrats, makes Barrett ineligible to serve as a Supreme Court justice. Another Trump appointee to the Supreme Court, Brett Kavanaugh, is despised by Democrats. In fact, he was even accused of sexual misconduct during the Me Too campaign, although none of the allegations were found to be true. What Democrats aim to do is very simple. They intend to increase the number of Supreme Court justices and fill the additional positions with their own stooges. Further, they seek to limit the terms of conservative judges, forcing them to retire prematurely, although they have been appointed for a lifetime. Then, the Democrats will fill such vacancies with liberal justices too. Once Democrats command the Supreme Court and reduce it into a sham of an institution, they will push through draconian laws in Congress without fear, beginning with laws which do away with the practice of the filibuster. A filibuster is a tactic employed by the United States Senate to prevent a measure from being brought to vote. The most common form of filibuster occurs when one or more senators attempt to delay or block a vote on a bill by extending debate on the measure. This practice ensures that the opposition has a considerable say over a bill being discussed and voted on. Without this, it would lead to virtually a one-party system. The United States of America, flag bearer of democracy around the world, is sadly being reduced into an autocracy by Joe Biden and the Democratic Party. Americans must resist this totalitarianism at all costs, or the America we have always known of will soon cease to exist.